Oh, hello, Evan.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Karms round 2. Like, I'm in. I love Karms. I love the community. So here we are. I'm ready to go wherever you want to go.
Evan, it's been just a bit over half a year since we last saw you, and God, time flies, and I'm like, oh man, how much momentum have we taken? So a bunch of us have taken some momentum. We've got people that took your advice or taken some of it and is really trying to gain momentum and is still getting stuck. So we've got questions.
How do one can take action and keep going, that keep that momentum going after you feel like you're failing over and over? Like when you were at the beginning of your YouTube journey and moving, like things were moving slow, how did you keep that momentum?
Yeah, great question. 2 things. 1, I expect to suck at the start. So just expect to suck. It doesn't mean that you suck. It doesn't mean that Lorena sucks as a human. It just means that you don't have the skill set of whatever the thing is that you're trying to get better at, YouTube or anything. And so the challenge is you might know what looks good, you know who is good and crushing it, and you may not think I'll be like that person, but you'll think you'll be like okay, and then you realize, oh my gosh, I suck, and it's not happening, and we're not getting a result. So I just expect to suck at the beginning. Whatever new skill I'm going to pick up, I'm gonna go snowboarding, or I don't know. I'm trying to come up with some Australian thing. I don't know what Aussies do that I would suck at. What Karms? What would I do that I would suck at the beginning?
I don't know, but snowboarding sounds like a good one because I snowboard actually, and
Okay.
I've fallen flat on my face many times. My helmet is so dented that I'm pretty sure if I didn't have that helmet, I'd probably be in the hospital.
Yeah, so like I learned how to snowboard thanks to my wife, and I sucked at the beginning. They're like fall 30 times down the hill. Just expect to suck at the beginning. And so if you know that you're going to suck at the start, then it relieves the pressure of like, why am I not doing better? Why am I not getting ahead? And then the second thing is I focus on who I am serving instead of who I'm not. So we're always focused on who we're not serving. We're always like, well, I've got, how many subscribers do I have? 3 point something. Like, why am I not at 4 million subscribers or 5 or 7 or 10 or 50, right? Like the who you're not game never ends, but I always just focus on who I was serving. So the early days, you're probably ahead of where I was, Lorena. Like if you look at my homepage, it shows year over year where my subscribers are at. And it took me 5 years to get to 2,000 subscribers. 5 years. First year I had 25 subscribers, and it was like my mom and my sister, and right. But I always just focus on who I was serving, who was in front of me. Because if 50 people watch your video, you might think, oh, it's a total failure. Like, how did only 50 people watch my video? But if you were speaking at a library and 50 people showed up to watch you, you'd be pretty excited. You'd be nervous. Like, I got to get on stage and these 50 people are going to be here watching me. Oh my gosh. But because it's online, we feel like total failures. And so there's nothing wrong with being, I'm ambitious. I want to hit every human on planet Earth. It's not just being complacent and staying small, but that combination of just expecting to suck at the beginning, plus I always just focus on who I was serving instead of who I wasn't, gave me the internal motivation to just keep going. It's like I'm helping, I'm serving.
Evan, to go with like the snowboarding analogy, for me to, I totally sucked at the beginning. Even lost the snowboard and dropped it down the mountain, where I had to kind of risk my life to get it back. But that wasn't fun. So in preparation of that and learning from that, I end up doing a whole bunch of things, and so falling and not hurting so much, I end up buying like a tail saver. So if I fall, it doesn't hurt my ass so much. I bought wrist guards so I wouldn't like snap my wrist, like knowing if I fall, I'm not going to do something damaging to myself. And then I bought the helmet, which is so critical. And I bought really good gloves because I realized like it really sucked when my hand got cold because I keep falling and then it gets wet and then it's a horrible experience. So I bought these things that would help me. So if we kind of like think from that perspective, and we put ourselves out there, what are some of the things we can brace ourselves with so we can take away some of this and our journey is more fun?
The biggest thing that you can brace yourself with is community. More than any tool, is like each other.
Yeah.
So if Lorena is posting a video and she's about to give up, and it's like, guys, I've been doing this for 2 years and I'm still sucking and it's not working. Just sharing it with people who won't judge you and will support you is way more valuable than what microphone you're supposed to be using or what background or anything else. So whether it's this tribe here or you've got other people that you can connect with, again, like people who are genuinely, why I love this group is like you guys are cheering each other on. You want to see each other win. I'm getting background noise from someone there.
But, hearing that too. Co-host, can you hunt down the person and mute them for me, please?
Yeah. But yeah, it's like you guys love each other and are cheering each other on. And so just share. Like I don't know whether you have a Discord server or a Facebook group or whatever. It's like we like share your wins, but also share where you're struggling, and sometimes just knowing that you're not alone, and that other people are cheering you on, I think makes all the difference. More than more like this group here is the what's it called? Tail guard? Is that what you called it?
This group is called the best book club ever.
Well, like be the tail guard for each other.
Oh yeah, the tail guard, the falling. Yeah. Yeah.
Right. That's
awesome.
It really matters to be around people who will support you. So, and then be the tail guard for others. Ask them how they're doing. You know, like, hey, Lorena, you brought up you were, struggling with your YouTube channel 2 weeks ago when you talked to Evan. How you doing now? And that support makes all the difference.
Beautiful. Thank you. Evan, since a lot of us is like putting ourselves out there and starting our YouTube channel, what would your advice be? And I think a lot of us see your table and we've been staring at it. Like, yeah, come on, Evan only had like this many followers at the beginning. And we're thinking, yeah, but maybe he didn't put that much effort in. Like maybe he just started it and it's like, how much video did he post in the first 3-5 years though? Like, so there's a bit of that. It's like, and so now we're thinking, well, let's say if we wanted to gain, like 1,000 subs, if our aim is to get like our first 1,000 subscription, and as quick as humanly possible, and we're willing to work for it, and we're one-man band, so we like assuming we don't have like all the skills, what would you recommend in order of priority our action to do to gain the most momentum?
So one, if there's somebody that you like, if you're looking up to my channel, you can go back and see. That's why I recommend not deleting content. Go back and watch my videos. You can see how many, I don't know how many I posted. How many did I post in year one? I don't know, but they're all there. You can go back and watch and you can see how much I sucked at the beginning of my career as well in making content. I think it depends on where you're at. I think having 1,000 subscribers at the beginning is the wrong goal. I'd say just start getting consistent on making content. Like if you're not making any content right now, just start making weekly content. No excuses. Make content. And whether you're traveling or, you don't know what to talk about, or if you don't know what to say, that's your video. It's like, hey, I don't know what to say on this video, but I said I'd make a video every week. So here I am. I don't want to come on and pretend like I know what I'm doing all the time. I'm struggling. This is my journey. I'm trying to figure things out and bring you guys with me. And I don't have it all. I don't have all the answers. So this morning I woke up and I've been stressing for the past 45 minutes, thinking about what I'm going to say. And then just drawing blanks. And so here I am recording this video, right? Like that's what you post. Like don't let anything get in the way of posting. So just figure out a way to make weekly content, at least like once a week, at least to get something up on your channel. And if you want to throw a thumbnail on there, cool. And you want to, think of a title, cool, but nobody's watching anyway. So we just need to get the reps in to start getting good. Karms, when you first started these clubs and inviting guests in, like it's so much better than it was when you started.
Yeah. I started with like 5 people.
What? Not just the people. Like here's I think the most important mindset shift. It's like it's not It's not going from 5 people to whatever you're at now. It's you becoming the person who can bring in more people. Like, you are better. You're not the same Karms as you were when you had 5 people. You've got the same heart and the same soul, and but the skills are different. You've skilled up. And so that's how you get to however big your club is now. It's the same thing now. Take to your YouTube channel. That's how you get to 1,000 subscribers, is you be the person who has the skills that is bringing the value so that 1,000 people want to subscribe to you. It's not like some hashtag strategy that's going to help you now get 1,000 subscribers. It's like you making content every week and leveling up the skills you have and the value that you're bringing so that people want to genuinely subscribe to your channel.
That's amazing. I believe that's a huge mindset shift. Who's committing to that once a week? Who's committing to, I'm going to do the once a week
Somebody
for sure.
Screenshot
Who's
these
committing
hands.
to that? I think making the decision is key, right, Evan?
Screenshot these. I see Christina's hand and Elaine and Deveshi. I want to see content coming up.
Yeah, nice. And then, because making the decision and then it's the consistency. So it's now it's just a commitment of making sure we're doing it weekly. So then the next thing will be like, well, how long? Is it like it doesn't matter how long, Evan? It's like, it's just the reps. It's like, if you could jump on for 5 minutes, jump on for 5 minutes. If you could talk for 40 minutes, talk for 40 minutes. Do you have any advice on that?
Yeah. So longer is better in thought leadership. I don't know what everybody's kind of content is, but I specialize in education and thought leadership. So you're an expert at something and you're going to teach me something. Longer form content is crushing. So again, at the beginning, whatever, just get anything up. I don't care. If you're posting for 30 seconds while you're running to the shower, cool. Like, that's your video and you post. Like, I can't post today because I have to go pick up my kids. Post, right? Like, that's what you post. Perfect. Great. Just to get the reps in. But as we start getting our weekly, if you're on a weekly cadence, now we're trying to optimize it, trying to get better at it. And so ideally, we're looking at 10 minutes plus. The biggest growth we're seeing is actually in the 1 hour plus category.
Wow.
So, like, don't be afraid to go long. If you have something to say, don't force it. Don't just talk on and on and on and on for no reason. But don't feel like you have to crunch it down to 3 minutes because that's what people consume. It's not true. Like, the longer the better, as long as you have something to teach me.
Awesome. Christina, the person that brings us these beautiful background, she's got a question for you.
Let's go, Christina.
Hi, Ellen. I loved your book. And when I read it, I was thinking with my head at first, thinking about, the 7 mind shift, the 7 action, the 7 habits, and the 7 of a lot of things. And I was at first thinking, what should I prioritize? And then I read your quote, big decisions with your head, with your heart, small ones with your head.
Yep.
So is there something you would actually recommend? Because I started with a mindset and an action. And focused on that.
We all have all these ideas that we want to do. And first off, thank you for creating it's weird seeing so many Evans on these screens. It's like, there I am again. I'm not used to that. So thank you. There's so many things that we could do. The one that you're going to stick with is the one that you actually love doing. And so I think for any big decision, if you find yourself making a list of pros and cons, you're approaching it the wrong way. It's a heart question, not a head question. So what should you make YouTube videos on? That's a hard question. You could do head and say, okay, well, according to the data, these types of videos are doing super well, so I'm going to make my version of blank. But if you don't love that thing, you're going to suck at it. Then you're going to hate it. And you're not going to stay consistent at it. So even me being here, like it's the end of the day for me. I know you guys are at a different timing around the world, but it's been an insane, like, full, busy day of nonstop interviews and presentation. That's what I do on a Thursday. And this is the last thing that I'm doing before I break and get to spend time with my wife and have some dinner. I look at this in my calendar at the end of a busy day, and I'm like, I get to talk to Karms and the group. This is going to be great, right? Where if you're looking at it, it's like, oh man, why did I say yes to this? This is going to be so dumb. This is stupid. Like if that's in your calendar, then stop doing it. Even if it makes logical sense, you can't be doing that long-term and winning. And so big decisions with the heart, and then you use your head to help you figure out the how. Because a lot of the things that we want to do don't make sense. The things that you want to do, you want to write a book, you want to start a YouTube channel, you want to be a coach, whatever it is you want to do. Chances are your parents didn't do that. Chances are you didn't go to school for this. Chances are none of your friends, outside of this community are doing these things. Right? Like you hang out with these crazy people and do this book club and like cheer each other on. And like, what are you nuts? What kind of drugs are you on? Right. Right. And so when you find the thing that connects with your heart that doesn't make sense logically because you didn't go to school for this stuff, that's the thing that you have to do. But your brain's going to tell you can't do this. I'm not good enough for this. I can't. I didn't learn how to do this. My parents and nobody around me does this. So your brain will talk you down. So you can't listen to your brain when you're making big decisions. You have to tell your brain, hey, shut up, brain. We're doing this. Help me figure out how, because I don't know how. So the big decisions you make with the heart because you love it, and then you use your head to help you figure out the how. So there's so many things you could do. You could take this conversation, take it in a million different directions. But what's going to change between now and the end of next year? How do we make 2024 your best year ever? It's going to be through the actions that you take. There could be a million different actions that you start. What's the one that your heart is pulled to? That's the one that you need to start to go all in on.
Yeah. I woke up this morning thinking, I get to talk to Evan. I totally jumped out of bed. So yeah, the heart, the serving, so true. And coming to the end of the year, it's always like a kick in the ass, I feel, right? So everyone totally get the momentum and start 2024 strong. All right, let's go to Pauline.
I just I saw you last time, Evan. Thank you so much for coming again. And I was like, I'm not gonna have time for this. I've got the last thing I had to do, I've got some operation stuff coming next week. And I decided the rest of the year, I'm not going to do anything toward my dreams, but someone's like, no, you should do a little something with kids. You're great with kids. And I'm like, that doesn't make sense. I've branded for self-love and relationships and blah. And I was just like, I'll just do this little free workshop. And I joined this, and everything you've said has just given me goosebumps and made me really emotional. And I'm just so grateful for Karms doing this as well. But yeah, thank you. Just thank you for seeing us before spending time with your wife and stuff, and saying all of that. I don't know why I'm crying so much.
Thank you for sharing.
We had people cry even before you came in, Evan. You make us emotional. We're really grateful for you.
And thank you for sharing. And this is why we all do what we do. This is why I do what I do, is what Karms does. This is why we want to create an impact. Sometimes it's on one person. I'm glad I came here just to connect with you today, whether anybody else gets value or not. I hope you do. But if everybody else hates me, but you had this one moment, it's like, that's great. And it's really, I think, important to pay attention to the language, because it's November, it's mid-November. Yeah. We still have 6 more weeks left in this year. And to say that I decided to not pursue my dreams for the end of the year, it's not like it's next week. That's 6 more weeks of doing nothing on your dreams. Right. And just catching that, even if it's an hour a day, even if it's just showing up to a meeting like this. But more important than the size of the action is that you're doing something. So I just want to celebrate you for being here and choosing to, even though you decided that you weren't going to chase your dreams, something made you come to this series today, right? It's just like, I'm going to do this one little thing. And we often judge the size of the steps that we're taking. And because it's not big enough, then we don't do anything. Where much more important is just the fact that we're stepping. Because if you took a little step every day, you could do so much in 6 weeks. If you did a little step every day, you did 10 minutes every day of something, you could be so far ahead compared to, okay, I'm not going to start until January. But then January comes and there's all this other stuff that's going to pop up. right? And so honoring you for sharing and showing up today, and a challenge for everybody to take a little micro step, no matter what's happening in your life every day, to move a little bit closer to your dreams. And some days we can take giant steps, and some days a 10-minute little exercise, even just 30 seconds of reviewing your goals. And maybe that's all you did today, but you did something. And I would change the commitment to say, I'm going to do something every day to move closer to my dreams. Because you have 30 seconds every day. If you're in the shower, you're on the toilet, you're walking the dog, you're something. You got 30 seconds to review your goals, you know, and hopefully some days you have more time than that to be able to do it. But yeah, you showed up for a reason here today. So thank you. And I appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, because like my close people just told me how much they dislike when I go to conferences, and if I didn't have Karms Book Club, I wouldn't really have a lot of support. So thank you, Karms. I'm gonna drive, but I'll be listening. And just, yeah, please don't ever underestimate your words and what you do in the world. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you. Leticia, this is the moment.
Hi, Evan. Well, I'm just like Pauline. When I started reading your book, I think I was expecting more like techniques, things like that. But for me, it was more than that. It was the human part of making the videos. And I'm so emotional because it meant a lot to me. It was a very nice surprise to find that in your book. Usually we see people like you who are successful. Personally, we see them so like the human part is aside, right? Like it's kind of business, things like that. But it was a great surprise for me that to see that, like I see the book as a human, like a human part, and I just love that. And thank you for writing the book. Thank you very much.
Amazing. Well, thank you for the love, and bless you, Katie. And just in even writing that book almost didn't happen, right? I mean, the story at the beginning of how I wrote the book, like I wrote that book in 5 days, but I had no time to write the book. I was not planning on writing another book. Built to Serve was my book. And Kira, who's the publisher, and I connected on Instagram Live, and it was just flowing through me. So it's like, okay, like teach yourself to follow the flow. And so I just started writing. And the first book took me a year to write. Like Your One Word took me a year to write. Built to Serve, maybe about the same. And this I wrote in 5 days. We then had to do graphics and cover design and all that. And I think we got it published in 8 weeks. And at part of the book, I share the journey of how much I wrote each day. And it wasn't even full day writing, but then I was in flow. So when you're in flow, you can do amazing things. When you're listening to your heart, instead of over judging everything, you can do great things. And then even my wife going through the health scare in the middle of the whole thing. If you guys have read kind of the whole book, you'll hear about my wife, Nina, and the health scare she had. And she's doing great now, but like we didn't know. It's like, I don't even know if I want to write this book anymore. And then she told me, go back and start. We can't do anything else for me right now. So go back and write the book. And to the people talking about, family members not supporting them, having people in your life who cheer you on when you want to quit. And if that's not your spouse, it's somebody here. You just have to let them know. If you're suffering in silence, people don't know that they can help you. But if you showed up here and said, I don't know how to blank, or I don't know if I'm good enough, you're going to get some support. Be the tail guard. I keep forgetting the term.
I like that.
For each other, because you're going to need it too. Like you're going to need it, and then go be that person for others. But unless you're sharing what you're struggling with, you don't give a chance for somebody to help you.
It's so true. I think for a really long time, Evan, I was that person too. I just like kind of suffer inside in silence, right? And because we don't think anyone will want to help us, or who would want to. And I think part of the pain we go through, each of us, we end up, when we get through that pain, is when we put that back out to the world. It's like book club exists because of exactly that, because I didn't have a guide. So I want other people to have that. And Evan would have a similar thing. It's like, he knows how hard it was, like starting out, and it's like he would see me trying to help. And I'm assuming, Evan, that's like the energy that you see back to like kind of like when you were. So yeah, totally. Don't be afraid.
I would have been too afraid to join a group like this.
Mm.
I would never have joined a group like this. I'm introverted. Okay. I'm shy. Yeah. Like I would never. I would see Karms like, oh my God, Karms has it all figured out. It's like way too high energy for me. Like who else is going to be in the group? They're all going to be so far ahead and I suck and I read super slow and they're going to ask me weird questions about me. I don't want to answer those things. And it's just easier for me to just do it on my own. Right. I mean, I would never join this group. So you guys are already ahead of where I was, but you have to pull on the resources. You know, you have to ask for help. You have to tell people what you're going through. And that's hard and it can be embarrassing. But when you're in a good group, like why I came back here, it's because I remembered round one. It's like, you guys are great. So I'm going to leave I'm going to go have dinner with my wife. He'd be like, Nina, what am I? She'd be like, whoa. Were you just with Karms? I'm going to have to calm down and meditate before I go have some dinner with her, you know. But yeah, I mean, that's what the tribe is super important. And of course you're learning from the books, and of course you're learning from Karms, and of course you're learning from the content and whatever other Facebook groups or whatever you have, but like the connection to each other. Because you guys know a lot of the things that you need to do. You know, like if you really thought about it, you know what you need to do in the next 6 weeks. You know what you have a list, you know what you need to do. So why aren't you doing it? You know, it's like, just go off and start doing it and share with people what you're like. Why I said when Carm said, who's going to make content once a week and a bunch of your hands went up, is like somebody screenshot that because I want that in the group. Right.
In fact, so let's screenshot that now. Let's screenshot that now, everyone.
Like, yeah.
Turn on your camera if you haven't already. Can someone help me take the screenshot, co-host, please? We'll do two. We'll do one belief one. And then we're going to do one with like your hands up for the people that are committed so we can see it, okay? All right, ready? All right. 3, 2, 1. Believe, yeah. We got the screenshot, co-host? Awesome. And who's committed? Who's committed to your goals for the next 6 weeks? Whatever that is for you. Wow, so beautiful.
So this is where then you whoever screenshot it and share, I would then like take it upon yourself to follow up with somebody, right? So that in 2 weeks or a week from today, Suzanne, where's the content? Right? I saw your hand up, Christina. Where's our videos? Right? And not in a like, you suck way, like you didn't do it, I hate you, but like, hey, I'm cheering for you. You said you're doing it. Where are you stuck? And if there's a legit reason, cool. But like, I'm cheering for you and I want you to win. And you couldn't get it up last week. How about this week? Can you do something? Can you post a 30-second video? Can you get something going? Just to continue to be that support system for each other, because we often spend a decade thinking about how to take the first step. You know, you're just thinking and toiling and planning and researching, where you just have to take the first step. And once you get momentum going, I mean, that's why the book is called Momentum, and the little cartoon Evan says the only thing you're missing is momentum. It's like, the only thing you're missing is momentum. So no more 10 years to take the first step. Just take that first step and keep building momentum and pull on each other and share what you're working on, what you're going through, what you need help with, and be the tail guard for each other.
Amazing. Thank you, Evan. Appreciate your time.
I know we're out, but can we get to JC quickly? I know he had his hand up for a while.
Yes, of course.
What do you got, Fred? We'll end on JC. What do you got, JC?
All right. Got lucky.
Well, like I said, I was very intimidated when I come into this book club. I didn't read very fast, but I tried to read, obviously. So she has helped me to clarify some of the confusion I have. And I really believe what you're saying about we are all good at something. There's a Michael Jordan level geniuses in everyone. You just got to discover what it is. And I think something you said was really profound to me. You said the best basketball player is probably some guy, Starbucks coffee manager, because he never get the chance to pick up a basketball. That's why he's not a greatest basketball player. That hit me so hard. So I'm just going to try whatever Carmen says, whatever other people say. I'm just going to try because what do you got to lose? I mean, yeah, I know I'm 55, but I got so many years ahead of me. And
You don't look like it.
Alice Mosley said something. You only need to win one time. You just need to win one time. That's all you need. So thanks for all the encouragement. Thanks for all your material. You're doing great things.
Thank you, man. And listen, so yeah, the greatest basketball player of all time is some manager at Starbucks, and Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. That's a true story. Like, he was cut from his high school basketball team. So he sucked too. And he just kept going. Maybe I'll end on one story. I know we got to go, but I was on a call yesterday with a really famous athlete. At one point, he was probably the most famous athlete in the world, like hitting front page news every single day. Multi-champion in his sport. And he's retired now, and he wanted to talk to me about starting a YouTube channel. How do I build a brand and start my YouTube channel and life after sports? And the two things that hit me from I spent an hour and a half with him was, one, he's in the same spot that you guys are in. You know, like, he's at the beginning. It's some of you already ahead of him. He might have a brand name, but like in terms of starting videos and not knowing what to say, and you're in the same boat as he is. And the second thing, and this is what really hit me, was he said, Evan, we're going to do whatever the F you tell us to do. And he swore, you know, I don't swear when I talk, but he swore a lot. But it's like, we're going to do whatever the F you tell us to do. And it's like the mindset of a champion, where he doesn't know anything about YouTube, doesn't know anything about making content, doesn't know anything, but he wants to learn. He wants to get great at it. He's asking for help. He's bringing in an expert, and then he's just going to go off and execute. And so the greatest thing you can do, like Karms is here, Karms is an expert, and is also bringing in experts for all sorts of different things. The greatest thing you can do is then just go off and execute. Like, do what they say to do and watch your entire life change.
Thank you so much. Amazing.
Thank you guys for the love. It's amazing to end my day with you. I appreciate you. I'm sure at some point we'll do round 3. And yeah, just sending lots of love.
Round 3.
Yay! Thanks, Evan. Round 3.
Thank you guys. I'm going to go have dinner. Appreciate you. Have an amazing close to 2023. And let's make 2024 the best year ever for all of us.
Appreciate you, Evan. Have a lovely dinner, and say
Take
hi
care,
to Nina
guys.
for me as well.
I will.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Jim.
Thank you, Evan. Bye.
Bye.
Amazing.
Bye.
How was that, guys?
Round 3.
Amazing.
Awesome.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Spectacular. Do you know why? Do you know why he's telling us round 3?
Was
Because
that?
he's calling us out. He's
Yeah,
doing a round
he wants
3
to
because
have
he's
momentum.
calling us out. Yep, he wants to give us a little momentum. That's why he said, "See you in round 3." He gave us
Yes.
invisible homework.
Oh yeah.
He
Yeah.
will check us to see if we did the videos or no.
I think
All right.
we'll see if
Let's,
we are
let's see
creating
some
the
shares.
content
Put
or
your
not.
hands up. How did you feel? Leticia.
Hey, Karms, just want to say sorry. I think I hear my name, but it was Katie's name when you said to ask the question. Was that what happened?
No, that
No?
was for you. Except you just
Okay.
did a gratitude share. You didn't do an actual question.
I'm sorry. I get nervous. I get very nervous. I'm sorry. When he said Katie, I think so. I thought maybe I jumped into it before. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I just sneezed and he said, Kitty, bless you.
Oh.
Okay. David Chi.
Wow, Karms, that was so amazing. Like I was sitting here like at 2:30 a.m. I was super tired. Now I don't feel like sleeping. I want to go like get some more work done, but I'll go and sleep so that I'm on time tomorrow. Other than that, like he was amazing. He was absolutely amazing because again, like the 2% difference helped me make a lot of difference in my life because I was just fearing to take the first step. I was like building the whole plan, but then the whole plan was becoming so hard to achieve, like inachievable, too perfect to work on, that I was not doing it. And then I just started with the 2% difference, and it actually made a lot of difference because now I plan and then I immediately execute, and that helped me a lot. And this was
Immediately
like,
execute. Amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you, David Chi, for sharing. Christina.
I think we actually spoke to his heart because he felt us. We want to do this, how to do this, and he explained with good stories. I think he figured out we have read his book, so we want to learn more. We're interested. And I think that is why he ended with see you in round 3. He wants to give us, we need momentum. I'll push you and I'll get back to you. He loves to interact. He is the nerd in a good way.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
Loved it, Karms.
Thank you. Who else got shares for me? I want to hear from you. Lorena.
I'll go. Thank you, Karms, for this. It's one thing when you read a book and you kind of like, you relate to the stories and you get, all these feelings and everything, but actually being able to talk to that person and get the feedback and just have this amazing community, guys. I know we all support each other, and I love what he said about, being our accountability like partners and just, cheer each other up. And I love this. So thank you, Karms, for this. And thank you all for, always showing support and love and showing up. And it's great.
Thank you.
I was so nervous. I wrote it down
You're
my
amazing.
question, so I couldn't.
I think your question helped a lot of people. So thank you for showing up and asking. Appreciate you and being co-host as well. Jewel.
Yeah, I'm just going to say for me, I really like what he said about just this whole group and being the community and being there for each other. And I just want to just say thank you to everyone here that sort of encouraged and supported me. And I hope that I've been able to encourage and support others. And I just think I would just love to keep doing that for people. So just reach out to me, send me a personal message if you're struggling at all or want to be accountability, together. I mean, me and Lorena have been sort of starting to do that and want to continue with that. But just not to give up, because it's actually being in these communities that really help to give the love and give the support. So share our wins but also share our struggles. I think that was the big thing when he said share our struggles. It's easier to say where we're winning, but not always to step up and say where we're struggling. So
absolutely. Thank you for sharing. John.
Yeah, I just really love his serving attitude. I think that's he's an unselfish person. He's got a stable family life. He's not just a guy who's successful in one area and a failure in others. To me, he seems like a guy that's successful in every area of his life. And I think that's really something to admire. And it's actually pretty rare, I think. I like his serving attitude so much. I mean, writing a book, built to serve, is, that's a really good thing. And I just really had a thought while sitting there that his book Momentum is really it is so good. And another book I think that is very good, and you guys have most of you probably read it, is Atomic Habits by James Clear.
Yeah.
And I just think if you put momentum and small improvements together every day, which is what's in Atomic Habits, then I think you can just go so far so quickly. And one of the things that comes out in Atomic Habits is that as you start off, you think you're not really getting anywhere, and then all of a sudden that curve goes exponential. That's
37 times better. Just
That's
improve
right.
1% a day.
You eat an extra 200 calories a day that you don't need, and you're going to go somewhere you don't want to go. Or, just little habits can make a huge difference over time to your life. And
Absolutely.
I think that's something, and I just think that honestly, guys, we just need to, don't get discouraged. Don't think, oh man, it's all too hard and stuff. I think he's dead right. Take a small action, the small, even if it's the tiniest thing, it's better than nothing.
Yeah, just the tiny steps for the next 6 weeks. We have a bunch of hands up. It's not too hard for us now. We've got this now. Rita.
Hello. Julie. Hi. Hang on, I've just got to mute this. I'm good. I've been on a webinar thing. Went longer than I thought it would.
Sorry, is this Julie that's talking? Can you mute yourself, please?
All right. So just about that newsletter. Yep. So Holly doesn't want to do it.
I'll do it. All right, Rita.
Oh, thank you. I want to say thank you, Karms. Really, bottom of my heart, appreciate, and because the effort that you put in all this, because for me, I just came and showed up here, right, and getting all this value, and for you, I know there's effort. I know there's other people involved. There's so much effort goes in to put this together, and it's not that you need a validation, Karms, but hearing from Evans, like, how you're on the right path, and sometimes it might be showing like, oh, I'm doing all this and I'm not getting back, or I'm not getting enough support, I'm not getting enough reaction from people, but it's there. It's just sometimes we don't see it. So I really appreciate you, and of course you bring in all this people with adding more value. So thank you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's like Evan said in his book, it's like, when you start out, it's always like, hey, you can post these things and you may not see it. And the small differences that he talked about, the small wins, right? And these things, like just you telling me that in the, the couple of seconds, it's like, that means a lot to me. It's like, when I go off in my day, I'll be like, Rita, I really appreciate that. This is really awesome. And it does bring me more energy in wanting to do these and bring in the guests for you guys and all of that. So yeah, totally appreciate you sharing that with me. And be the small win for each other. That's what everyone was saying. It's like when people start out, right? Like when we see each other start making our channels and putting posts out, yeah, take the couple of seconds to just write the comment and to put the thumbs up on the post, because it makes a big difference. And for me right now, it makes a massive difference. It makes a massive difference right now because a lot of you guys may know I have a violation on Facebook. So my posts are heavily suppressed because of that, and I've been trying to get rid of it, and I can't right now. So you wouldn't, a lot of people won't see my feed as often as before, because it's just Facebook's algorithm is not pushing it out. So when you do like my post and you're writing a comment, it means more to me than ever now, because it's hard for me to get that now, and it's difficult. And it does feel difficult. It's like, when before I'll make a post and it's like, oh yeah, 70 people would like it. And now it's like, I have to try so hard. It'll be like 10 people maybe saw the post, got like 2 comments or something, right? So sharing help. And I really appreciate all of you guys coming together this time around. Like when I'm asked, oh, can you guys help me share it in your story? Yeah, Christina, like hands up. Yeah, like you guys putting the reels, doing the stories. It's like, it really does help me. It's like, this is the moment when I'm like, I'm struggling, I need help, guys. So I appreciate you coming together. I appreciate the co-hosts. and all the people that helped make this happen. Because it really is not just a one-person thing. It really came a lot more than before, like a team. A lot of people helped to make this happen. So thank you. Right. Anyone else got shares? Sanika and the community. So beautiful. Like him reminding us the community is the thing. And yeah, post your wins, whether it's in idea to income challenge, whether it's in book club, share that with us. Sanika.
That this is so beautiful. The sharing and the leaning in, first of all, is really hard for me. And I don't know if it's because I'm a perfectionist or if it's because like I literally am afraid to speak up when something feels like disease. So I'll be quiet about it because I don't want to give it power. But sometimes I think that you have to. Like this morning, I couldn't feel my leg. And it's been happening. And I just kept just saying, move, move, move. And I was just standing there and I was just like, move, move, move. And that's what I've been doing for months now. And I won't talk about it. Anyway, so that's here and there. We're not going to bring that up, but I do want to say
perfect health.
Yeah, no, yeah, absolutely.
And of course,
absolutely.
get medically
Joe
checked.
Dispenza all day.
Yeah.
But
yes.
I know. It's
Rewired
time.
series. Yes.
Absolutely. But what my main thing I wanted to raise my hand for was that when you started the group chat for the leaders of the book club, I woke up to see that group chat created, and it really helped shift my identity. And it was a really big blessing. I know it's on your end, you're like, okay, I'm just delegating people. What are you talking about? But on my end, it was
not at all. That's not how I feel.
it felt very rewarding. Like it kind of goes back to like, who did you need most from your mom or your dad? It felt like you handed me something that said, you are a leader.
Yeah.
I see you.
Yes.
You can do this. And what you do with just book club, besides, your poster behind you, what you do with book club is what I am trying to do, is run groups, speak, engage, pump value into people. And so when I woke up that morning to see that group chart and you didn't talk about it, you just started it and threw people in there. And I was just like, I'm a mother leader. I'm a leader. And it just made my whole day. So thank you.
Yeah, that's right. So, you come into a group, there are people that will put their hands up. Not everyone will. So the people that put their hands up, it's like, they already put their hands up. They want to lead. So, and being in the group, I absolutely don't think about that as just a delegation. It's not. I think of that as teamwork, and teamwork it brings together all the energy that just one person cannot do. It definitely, there's like this, the synergy thing makes something way bigger than any one of us can achieve, and ideas and all of that. So people that decides to step up, whether it's with me or with other people, that is such a beautiful thing. And if you read any books, it's always like the team makes a big difference, because like we know that our life goes up and down, and when there's only us and we don't feel like there's support, well, it makes life really hard. And it's beautiful to see Evan reminded us that, hey, it's not all of these 100 things that I'm like, yeah, so what are they? The wrist guards and the helmets? Like, well, what is the thing that we need? And he's like, so yeah, the tail guard, right? Tail guard is a community. So that's beautiful. And that totally makes sense. And when you are in the leaders group, it's like, I do want you to absolutely see what I do behind the scene, because then why I do this is actually because when I saw Tom Bilyeu and Lisa Bilyeu behind the scene, that made a radical shift in my mind. Because I always had this like idea that like people that are doing better, it's just perfect. Somehow they've got everything like done perfectly and so clearly laid out, like every single thing. And it's like, when I went into that call with them, they were just the same. I'm like, man, they look normal people. They were just talking to each other. I'm like, so what's happening? Okay, so what's going on? What's okay? You know, it's like there is that slight like, what's going on? Okay, we're going live in like 5 minutes. We've got, okay, what's happening? You know, there's that. And it's like, oh, that's normal. That's normal, right? And you guys in behind the scene will get to see me do the same thing, right? It's like, okay, so I've got this and I'm trying to do this thing and there's like all these other things. Stephanie's like, yeah, right? Because she's like the first one that jumps in because Stephanie's even more organized. She's like, Karms, should we meet up 30 minutes beforehand? I'm like, about 15. I'm like, you know, just getting ready here. You know, so there's all of that. And that in itself is a big learning. And I know that by seeing that, you also know that you don't have to have everything like somehow you think it's like magically perfect, but it's like, no, just another normal human. Just do the thing and it all works out. So beautiful. Thank you guys for jumping into the session and making this the best book club ever. Appreciate you. I will go and post this into my Facebook so you can see your amazing screenshots. And please do share some love. Do like the post, do write the comment so that others can see how great a book club this is. And they'll be like, what did I miss? Oh my God, did I miss round 2? And also, if you want to put in your commitment, that would be so cool because then it's publicly out there and you know you're going to work on it. And then we can all anticipate for Evan Carmichael round 3. See you guys. Have a beautiful day. And I look forward to seeing all your amazing wins.